What's up, guys? I am here with my client Armando. Armando and I have been working together for about 8 months now. And I just wanted you guys to hear a little bit about what it's been like for him to change his mentality, lock in. Because Armando, dude, I've seen the difference in your physique, in your mentality, in your level up. That's not something that is normal. So I want people to hear a little bit from you, like what you think and what actually goes on in your life. Let's start off with a little background. How old are you? What do you do for work? What's your reason for starting?
So I'm 45. I'm a photographer for one of the local news stations here, and the reason was because of a breakup. That's one, but also the reason was to level up myself and to honestly, we all want to look good, obviously, right? But that's just a plus. But I mean, also it helps my discipline, and I mean that's actually my main reason. Also, that the breakup was the kick in the ass, honestly. So
Yeah.
that's what kind of drove me and what's still driving me from this point. And that's been almost a year now. So
Yeah, dude, isn't it kind of crazy how almost like any heartbreak, divorce, anything like that, it's like, oh yeah, I'm ready to dial in now. It's almost like it breaks you out of your comfort zone and then like you're awake now. You know what I mean?
sure.
It's
Yeah,
literally go
it
ahead.
it's not that I was like ugly or I felt ugly or nothing. It just felt like I was like, well, what's this? The girls have their glow up, so the guys are gonna have their glow up too, So like, well, why should I be a sucker? And you know what, why should I be sitting at home being sad? And I don't want to be that sad guy. I want to level up is what it is, honestly.
It's funny because almost every guy that I've ever trained that has gone through something like that, you guys are all like top clients. Like you guys all have like that crazy a little bit of a I say this in a complimentary way, like a screw loose. You've heard me say that before. Like you have a bit of a screw loose because you're like, hey, I need it's time for me to get better and I need to do what it takes to get better. So it's kind of cool how that works out. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, I just, but when there's heartbreak, you could either sit at home and do nothing about it, or you can level up yourself. So it depends what route you want to take. And I don't want to be that schlub on the couch playing video games all the time, or eating Cheetos and watching movies and being depressed all the time. So the gym actually has helped me like a lot, honestly, to just be locked in and be more disciplined.
So how hard has it been staying disciplined then? Because we ran into a few challenges where you're locked in, you do really good, and then we'll hit a plateau, and it's like, oh, I forget, I have to keep going. It's kind of like what I will say with you quite often is like we have to keep our foot on the gas. Like, how hard has it been to stay disciplined in the process?
So, I mean, with like life going on, because so to give you a little background, like for me, like I didn't have a car when the breakup happened. So I was waking up, like at 5 in the morning to walk to the gym. So, like dealing with life, trying to get my life together, trying to get my finances together, because we were living together. And then, once she left, that kind of kicks you even more in the So you have to kind of balance life a little bit. So I was walking to the gym like at 5 in the morning, and I was bumping David Goggins and whatever Jay Cutler videos in the background, and just trying to get yourself hyped up and drinking like energy drinks or a pre-workout for you on your way there. So it's like juggling life, getting up in the morning, being disciplined every day was like the hardest thing because I never woke up like at 5 in the morning, honestly, before I was working the morning show. So now I kind of switched my schedule up to working after the gym because I've gotten my car. So I've leveled up in the gym, and I've leveled up in life a little bit more. So I'm getting my financial stuff together. So the discipline actually just comes from going to the gym and wanting it. You have to want it because if you don't want it, like you're just gonna be a nobody, honestly, man.
It's funny because a lot of people will say they want stuff. They're like, "Oh yeah, I want to have a six pack, and I want to be lean, and I want to look good, and I want to attract more people." But then when you tell them, "Okay, well, are you gonna eat properly? Are you going to pay attention to what you're eating? Are you going to hit the gym every once in a while? And then are you going to do that for an extended period of time?" And then people they shut down right as you say, like, "Oh yeah, I've been doing that. I work out 5 days a week or something." They're like, "Oh, turn their ears off. They're like, "Oh, okay, I'm already out. I'm already out of the question." So it's so
Yeah.
funny how everyone always says they want stuff, but then when it comes to actually doing it, That's the make or break point, essentially. I didn't know that, by the way. Did you you did not have a car and you were walking to the gym?
So I had like my work car, but like, I can't take my work car everywhere all the time. So
Yeah.
like in the morning, like, I'll be bumping like the Rocky music and like walking to work, getting my steps in, kind of like, like the old Rocky music. It's like a whole montage going on in my head, and like the scenarios going on in my head, the whole breakup stuff that's going on. And then it's like, damn, like you gotta get your shit together. So like I really had to like put myself in a real serious spot to like, do you want this? Do you not want this? Because it's gonna take time. And I mean, before I met you, I think I was going to the gym maybe 2 months before. Yeah, it was really, it's only like 2 months before that. But I mean, I knew I wanted it, and it actually a buddy of mine was watching my stories on Instagram, like going to the gym, and it kind of inspired him to go to the gym too. So it kind of helped too. And I feel bad, I feel kind of bad now because I go in the evening now, and he doesn't go, he goes in the mornings now. So we kind of miss each other. So my gym bro is like there, but he's not there. So he checks up every night. He goes, "Hey, are you still going?" And I'm like, "I'm still going. It's just I have a different schedule now. I'm just doing stuff differently now because of, one, I got most of my money together, and I also have my car, and I'm like just juggling life all in between."
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy how much of a juggle everything is, and it's like you have to develop that structure behind it, see what works for you, see what's reasonable for you. But then also when you realize how high your standard is, you have to do more at the same time.
Yeah.
Which I think honestly, dude, I think that separates you from a lot of people. And I've told you this before, but you have I kind of like to describe it as like you have that dog in you where you have all this energy, you have all this idea of like what you want, where you want to go, but it's like how can I channel that energy in the most efficient way to pack on this muscle, to lose this fat, to feel better at work, have more energy. Like when you're dude, you do a lot of like you freaking run with cameras on your shoulder sometimes. Like you do a lot of stuff. You're out in the field a lot. Experience a lot of crap too. Which I think a lot of people don't even realize how much you actually experience when you were doing like these news stories and whatnot. But just the idea that you have to do more and you have to have that kind of crazy mentality a little bit. So, like, what do you think? Because I've watched your mentality change a lot from literally just the past 8 months alone. How do you think your mentality has changed from before to now when you're taking your health seriously on another level?
um so before, I think I had more of a negative approach to life, honestly. I was I mean, it took that breakup to kind of like look back at myself and seeing like what was wrong with me. Not that anything was wrong with me, but like I think I approached life a little differently. And I think I was really negative, and I think that had a lot to do with the breakup. And I had to flip the script, honestly. It's like, if do I want to be the negative Nancy all my whole life, or do I want to be the guy who at least thinks positive and at least takes on the challenges? Because, so for instance, people at work, they come in and they're like kind of they always gripe about like, "Oh, I gotta do this or I gotta do that." And I kind of had to change that attitude to them. I'm like, "Hey guys, we get to do this. Like we get to go to Mount Charleston, we get to go to the Raiders games, we get to go to cover the Golden Knights games." Like yesterday I was at Mount Charleston covering a story, and they're like, "Oh my God, well, why you had to go to Mount Charleston?" All the other photographers they were like, "Why'd you have to go to Mount Charleston? Like that's so much work." And I'm like, "No, man, I'll get my steps in while I'm out there." It's like how I approach things. And then like today I had to go to Pahrump, and they're like, "You had to go to Pahrump today?" I'm like, "Yeah." So the story just took me there. So like I'll get a couple steps in there. It's like, let's take a little drive with a reporter and go shoot our story. But then there's good days, where I get to shoot the Raiders games, and I'm on the sidelines of the NFL Raiders games, or I'm at the Stanley Cup playoffs. So
Yeah.
it's like a juggling act. Like I'm doing this all day. I'm doing this one time. Sometimes life's gonna suck where I have to do a story where somebody died, or I'll have to do a good story where I'm doing like Vegas Golden Knights. So the way I approach things is, God's gonna bless you the way He's gonna bless you. So you have to take the advantage. Take advantage of the opportunities He's given you.
Yeah, actually, that's a great way of looking at it too. It is funny because your job is so chaotic and you're all over the place with stuff. So it is kind of, I guess, stressful, but in a good way where because you have so much going on, you also have more opportunity to do more. Literally, the amount of times we're just on our check-in calls and you're just getting your steps in. You're just walking on this random street. I'm like, "Hey, you're getting your steps in now?" You're like, "Yep, I'm at 10K today." Okay. You know, it's kind of cool to see that. And especially that mentality too of being able to shift the frame from, yeah, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that and knock that out, and this is going to take forever, to, hey, I get to do this. This is an opportunity for me, and now I can capitalize on this opportunity.
Yeah.
I think that's what separate. I think that just separates a lot of people in general, especially you from the regular population of people that, because it's not like you are. It's not like you are limited in any way, shape, or form. It is more so that you realize you have limits placed on you, and you figure out how to overcome those limits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's like today I had to go pick up food real quick, and I had to run across town to go get that. And I'm still like, I gotta juggle in, like I gotta do an interview with you, and then I'm like, oh cool, I still gotta hit the gym right now. That's why I was like, let me get my gym clothes on real quick. So once I'm done here, I'm gonna go hit the gym real quick, you
Straight
know.
to it.
So yeah,
Yep.
but I mean, I'm also gonna not really make dinner tonight, but I picked up dinner earlier, so I'm kind of thinking in ahead. I have stuff going on for the weekend, so it's just it's a lot going on. So again, it's just that big balancing act of being disciplined, but knowing that if I want something, I have to work for it. Honestly,
Yeah, your standard's high. I think nowadays, like, a lot of people forget that you can set a high standard, but you also realize once you're in it and once you start seeing the results from it, especially even just seeing you right now, seeing your shoulders, seeing how you're holding yourself, that is different than what it was back, 8 months ago or so. You know what I mean? Like, you clearly are just a different person. It's like part of your identity almost, which is kind of
but
cool. What about, there's one specific thing I'm thinking of with you specifically.
oh gosh.
How have people treated you since getting fit? Let's start with the positive comments, the asking the questions. How have people treated you differently since you started getting fit?
So you were talking about posture and stuff earlier. So like when I was going through that, I was kind of depressed, honestly. So when I was kind of being depressed, I knew I was kind of being shoulders down, not really caring about life. And so I keep myself at a better, I guess, posture now, my back up, shoulders in. And not that I was trying to show off or anything, but I think now I kind of hold myself a little higher. My back's straight. I go to the gym obviously, and people at work just been kind of noticing. Hey, have you been working out? Like what's are you, what's going on here? And I'm like, well, I'm just getting my people see me walk around the newsroom, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like getting my steps in. And some people are like, "Why would you do that?" I'm like, "I'm just trying to, try to lean out a little bit." And then sure enough, like people are like, "Hey, you look thinner." Goes, here's a funny story. So we have a board at the wall at the station what has all of our pictures, right? So when you first start, you take your photo. And look, I go past, I go walk and do my steps, and people they're like, "Hey, you look different from your photo." How so? Well, honestly, it's like a fat photo of me, It's like
Oh
it's not
gosh.
even like a fat photo, but it's just
Yeah,
like
you
my
could
my
notice
my,
it.
my yeah, my cheeks are chubbier. I'm a little fatter,
Yeah.
So, but now people are like, "Hey, we noticed you like your shoulders are popping out a little bit. You have a little more chest, and we see the veins popping out of your arms, and I appreciate it, So I mean, it's not that I get treated differently, it's just that people notice, people notice like a change. And they ask me like, well, what's going on? Sometimes I let them know, sometimes I don't. It's just sometimes you don't want to open up to certain people, obviously at work, but people notice it around you, and it's kind of humbling too. I'm just getting started. Like I'm not even done yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, especially when you, like we said, when you're setting those high standards. Well, normal people can't comprehend what you are trying to do. And so therefore, by the time you are just getting started, I'm just getting into it. I'm just rolling. I'm just finally starting to see these veins. I'm just finally starting to get cut. It's like, wow, dang, that dude, there's something different about you. No one just comes up and asks you questions unless they have some sort of interest in you or they are intrigued by you in some way, shape, or form, you know? So it's cool when people see that on you. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing? How are you doing that? What's going on?" It almost makes you like an interesting, mystery to some people. What is going on in this dude's life to where he is locking in so hard? And why is he getting these steps in? Why is he doing things that no one here at work is doing? But why does he look like that and no one else here at work looks like that? You know what I mean? Not that no
Yep.
one there does. I'm just saying it's like, that's the
Well,
common thought of it.
It's funny because like we get a lot of like free food at our station. You know, we have different segments of different cooks and different restaurants that, you know, whatever the week is for whatever it's like National Burrito Day, National Donut Day, National whatever day it is, right? National Burger Day.
Yeah.
And they'll send out these emails, you know, hey, we have like today we had Hofbrauhaus, and they're like, hey, we have a bunch of pretzels in the newsroom. They sound good, but not for me. But then I hate to say this, but I'm not trying to be me, but there's, you know, heavier set people that I think probably shouldn't be eating it, you know, and it's like, hey man, and those are the same people that ask me what's going on. Hey, how do you look so good? Well, I'm not eating this, and I'm watching my calories, and I'm counting my calories. My coach has me cutting right now. I only have so many calories in a day, but I have to make sure they're good calories. You know, I have to make sure I get my veggies in, I have to get my protein in, have to get my protein shakes in. I gotta go work out after this. So it's like
Mhm.
just being locked in is what helps, honestly. So it's just funny when you send those emails, here comes the hordes, here comes the hordes.
Yep. Yep. You already know. And it's kind of funny because that's kind of played into a little bit of peer pressure too, which you've mentioned a few times, like socially, with possibly not drinking or possibly not eating certain foods. What has that peer pressure kind of been like where you start to elevate your standards and your goals and your physique, and then other people kind of try to almost chop you down as you're ascending?
So a funny story. I was going to the gym and I had to go. I think I had to drop off something at my buddy's house. I don't know. I had to drop something off because he left it over here a while back.
Mhm.
And he's like, hey man. And I showed up in the backyard. It was him and a couple other buddies that were working out. They're heavier set guys, and they're all good friends of mine. Hey man, have a beer. Here, have a beer. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally about to go to the gym. I literally have a pre-workout in my hand. I'm drinking pre-workout. Literally about to go to the gym within a mile away. So and they're like, "Hey, what? So you think like you're better than us or something?" And I'm like, "No, I don't think I'm better than you. I just, you know, I have priorities that I need to do, and it's just better for myself." Well, come on, man, it's just one beer. Well, if one beer, it'll probably turn into two beers. But then I'm thinking those beers are just empty calories, and they don't do anything for me. You know, they just kind of make me bloated, and that's what I was in that fat picture that I was just telling you about. I would drink a lot of beer, you know, and those things they kind of show in your face, you know, so. I think back to those times, I'm like, damn, what was I doing? You know, why was I doing that? It's not that I don't drink now. I just drink more consciously, you know, what I put in my body. You know, I have maybe a vodka and a soda here and there, but they're like lighter drinks. And, you know, they're just certain drinks that don't have a lot of calories. And I don't drink all the time, but I mean, I still socialize, but, you know, you do get pressured all the time, honestly.
Yeah, it's almost like it's never ending, especially in your case where that was a weekly thing. That was a social event every week. We're going to go out, we're going to do this, that sort of thing. And then you realize when you have certain goals and priorities and no one else around you shares those, it's a little bit harder because instead of everyone else trying to copy you and come to that level at first, it's like they're trying to, people just would rather knock you down or bring you back to their level because it's so much easier to drag someone down than it is to elevate yourself up to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think you've experienced that a lot. And based off of all the conversations we've had, you've been experiencing that a lot. You're quite literally changing your identity. When you level up, you need to change who you are. Everybody wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves. You know what I mean? And it's like if you can't
Yeah.
even change yourself, how can you have an effect, an inspiration, that sort of thing on other people? So yeah,
Yeah.
I think your peer pressure situations are always fun to hear because I know you're able to shrug those off now and they don't affect you nearly as hard. But over time, you'll start to notice those same people that were giving you crap are gonna start asking, bro, how did you get your shoulders like that? How did you lose all that weight? How do you look so much leaner in this new profile photo? What can I
Yeah.
say to that? And over time, that's just kind of how it is. People try to chop you down and then all of a sudden they're coming to you asking for advice. Crazy how that
Yeah.
works out, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, when we started, I think I was maybe 180 or something like that, 179. But now, I mean, like yesterday, I weighed myself up in a 168. I'm in that 167, 168 range right now. So
Mhm,
I mean, it's been maybe 12, 13 pounds, maybe somewhere around there, you know. But
mhm.
I mean, we're still trying to cut even more. So I mean, the job's not done yet, you know. Like I told you, I'm gonna hit the gym right after this, and it'll be a little later gym, but I like to move my stuff. Well, I have stuff going on this weekend, obviously. So I like to move stuff to get everything out the way so I can enjoy myself for the weekend and have a little deload, you know?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you find a way instead of finding an excuse to not go, how can I still find a way to make this work even though all this stuff is going on, which is so
Yeah.
sick. That's
Yeah.
that's what separates. That's literally the separator. So what do you think I don't know if I've ever asked you this before, but what do you think you're able to do now that you haven't been able to do, previously?
Do now. I think I just have more confidence in myself. There's not maybe I'll go to the gym. Maybe one day I'll go to the gym. Now I can't wait to get home and get ready to go to the gym. It's one of those, honestly. So that's what kind of separates me now, and I have a lot more confidence now too. I mean, I'm still working on some of the confidence, because you want to talk to girls and you want to look good, obviously too. But that looking good and feeling good, it all comes together and when you're at the gym and you kind of lock in there. When I go in there, I have my headset on. I'm rocking out. I'm like, okay, cool. What does coach have me doing? He's got me doing, the pull-ups today. He's got me doing, the lat pull downs and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then I'm like, okay, what else can I add in here? Because coach said stay to this, but I'm not gonna lie, like I actually do a little more all the time, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
like,
I see you sneak some sense in there sometimes. I'm like, "Shoot," I mean, we say it all the time. I would rather tell you to pull back. "Hey, Armando, we're gonna pull back. We're gonna hit this deload. I'm gonna have you purposefully do this many
sure.
sets and reps." And then rather than, "Bro, can we get in the gym? Can you do something? Can you pay
Yeah.
yourself one day?" Something like
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So it's more of you can't stop me from going to the gym now. So that's
yeah.
that's what's different, honestly. You can't stop me from going to the gym now. It's like a priority for me all the time now. So and then you keep me on my check for all my calories and stuff too. So I'm eating a lot better. More fruits in the morning, protein shake while I go. And then right now in this cut, we're having more salads, more greens, all the fruits. So it's a big process. Don't get me wrong. It's tiring, but I'm looking for the reward at the end, which it'll never be. I don't think that I'll ever reach the reward. I think it's gonna just get better and better every single time. And the looking good like that helps too. So
Yeah, as you continue to reap what you're sowing, like you're reaping what you're sowing every single day. And then you start to realize after a while, sometimes it hits even harder. Oh, hey, a few new veins at a time. I didn't see that
yeah,
before. And it's cool because it has been, it is a process. You didn't just start doing this day one. This took time. We took multiple plateaus. Hey, what's going on right now? Physical plateaus, mental plateaus, social plateaus, even, where we almost get stuck and hit this wall. How can we overcome this? And then now that you've been able to overcome those, it gets a little easier every time you have some sort of obstacle pop up, which is really cool to see. So,
yeah.
what would you say to people who are on the fence about getting a coach in general?
Do your research on the coach. So I mean, I I kind of not to be mean, but I kind of base it on your physique. So I'll go to the gym and sometimes I'll see some people and they're trainers. How are you training people? You don't even look that great. You don't look like you train yourself. So I would say do your research. And I think I seen you in between reps. Um After training me, you would go do reps with that. You would change your shirt and you would go do your reps. I'm like, oh fudge, like this is the guy who knows what he's doing. He's built, and I think that helped me just kind of convince me, like knowing that you locked in too, like that if you're gonna be locked in, then I would be locked in. And you weren't really strict either. You were like a drill sergeant. Because I've had trainers before where they were kind of drill sergeants. They were just like pushing too much, but you kind of met me at what level that I was at. So that's my take on it is I think you have to meet people where they're at. And I think that's what kind of separates you from other people, unfortunately, or no, or fortunately, I'm saying.
Or fortunes.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's both ways on that one.
yeah, yeah, Um, so it's kind of owed to you, honestly. I judge a lot of trainers now because I'm like, how are you a trainer? You don't look like you're in shape at all, And they're doing some crazy stuff sometimes. I don't know if that's safe. You'll be on kettlebells and you're on something else and they're doing push-ups. It doesn't look very stable.
Yeah.
So it's I think you kind of separate yourself from other people, honestly.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's important too, because for people out there, they want, you want to be led. You want the person to lead by example, not just preach at you 90% of the time and then do 10%. Hey, coach, it's funny. You and I are actually on similar tracks right now with what we are doing, or nutrition or workouts, similar things like that. Dang, yeah, coach is literally doing this with me, not just BSing me the whole time, yapping my ear off, telling me to do more when he's not doing anything at all. So
Yeah.
that's cool, man. Yeah, definitely. People doing their research, especially. Do you like this person? Do you trust this person? And do you think they will actually help you get there? Those are the big 3 I tell people, even all my coaching buddies. We all share that same mentality. Make sure, even if you're not working with me, make sure your coach does these things, and then that way you know that you're actually a good coach. So,
Yeah, yeah, dead on.
heck
You're
yeah.
dead on.
Heck yeah, man. I think that was pretty much everything on my end. Is there any closing thoughts that you wanted to share for the people?
No, I mean, no one's gonna do it but you. I mean, you gotta put in the effort. That's the only thing. Like you can talk the talk all you want, but like you gotta walk that walk. Honestly, you gotta put in the effort. It's
Yeah.
not easy. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy. I didn't like waking up at 5 in the morning. Think about why you started, and always go back to that moment. That's my best advice, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's some of the best advice anyone can even get just within staying on track with their fitness journey. That's
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal, man. Yeah, good stuff, dude. And that was Armando. And we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.